Okay, we are live. Hello, happy travelers.
Let me see if anyone's in here.
Okay.
Hi. Happy Memorial Day if you're in the US.
Yeah. We wanted to hop on this live stream today to talk about a upcoming group trip that we are planning. The trip is with a company called Trova Trip, which a lot of different YouTubers and Instagrammers and creators have worked with in the past. They seem really, really good at creating these group trips, so that's really awesome. Essentially, what they do is they organize everything for you other than the flight there. So we are here today to talk a little bit about those group trips and to see if anyone is interested in going. Answer any questions you guys might have, any questions about travel in general, and just kind of talk to the audience a little bit. So
yeah, we're really in the very beginning planning stages of it. I've promoted on my Instagram and a little bit on YouTube a survey that is the first step. They give us a link and you guys fill out like where you want to go and like what time of year and your price point and all that kind of stuff to kind of give us an idea of like where you guys want to go basically, so we can choose a good location.
Yeah, we've pinned the link to the survey in our comment section. So if you click on that link, it's like a 2-minute survey and it kind of asks you what your top destinations would be, what time of year you might want to travel, what your budget is, if you're kind of into more adventure stuff or more relaxation stuff. And they do trips all over. So like if we've seen trips go to Morocco, to Bali, Iceland is a popular one, Egypt, Costa Rica, and then there's some in the US too. They do like I think we saw one for Capitol Reef National Park in Utah. So
yeah,
there's
Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska is another one.
Maine for lobster.
New Zealand. So like it's really runs the gamut of like all the different places you could go, which is really cool.
Yeah, so the whole purpose of the survey is to see where you guys would want to go. So if there's one destination that's like a big landslide of where everyone wants to go, and that would be the most likely that people would book to come with us, then we would pick that. So yeah, we don't want to just randomly pick someplace where we want to go. We want to know where you guys want to go. So
yeah, so far we've shared this link. I think it was just maybe 3 or 4 days ago. We put it up on our Instagrams and just got a few different responses. So far, the top ones were, what were they?
I don't know. It changes every
day.
I
think it was New Zealand was one of them. Iceland was one. Scotland was in the top 5. Greece, I think, was the top one.
Yeah.
Croatia was another one. So they're really cool trips. And once you get your flight there, they will meet you at the airport. Probably the way it would work is we would come in a couple days earlier and just make sure that we're there in time. As you guys know, if you follow along with us, we always fly standby. So that would be the worst thing ever if we like did a group trip and we didn't actually get there.
Didn't show up.
So we would make sure we were there a couple days early and then meet everyone at the airport, and kind of go straight from there. So they provide all transportation, all lodging. I believe it's all the meals. There might be a couple lunches that you're on your own.
Yeah, it's some meals. It's not all meals.
Yeah, and all excursions. And you get to cater it to however you want to do it, which is really cool too. So we had a question here that is, how much would it be? That's part of the survey as well. So they have trips that, could be as low as $1,000 and upwards to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So it really depends on what your budget is. And
well, we want to know how much people would want to spend because, for instance, going to Iceland would be a lot more expensive than going to like Bali or Thailand. So that would be, if you guys have a lower price point or a higher price point, that would depend on where we would go as well. So it's really dependent on your answers. We don't want to just pick something that works for us. You guys are going to come with us, so we want to pick something that works for you as well.
Yeah. So it kind of depends on what your budget is, where you want to go, like Bali, Egypt, and pretty much anywhere in Southeast Asia. Those are all pretty cheap destinations. They really don't cost very much once you get there. But they're a little further away. So if you want to come somewhere that's a little closer to the US, like that's an option as well, because of flight costs and things like that. Like going to Iceland, actually the flight doesn't cost that much, because it's actually only, I think, 4 hours from New York to Iceland.
Something like that.
So there are some pretty good deals, but once you get to Iceland, it's pretty expensive. So it kind of depends on where you really want to go and what your budget is. So
yeah, so that's why we need everyone to fill out the survey so we know what you guys think. And I'm actually really curious to see as well.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yep.
Mexico. Yeah, Mexico sounds fun. I always love a good trip to Mexico. Yeah, that's what the survey's for. So let us know, and it, lets us know all kinds of information so we can plan a good trip that works for a lot of people. So
yep, and a lot of our recent videos have been to tropical destinations, so we're open to going back to somewhere like that. We always love doing those, but we also really enjoy doing like national parks and doing more hiking and stuff like that. Actually, our next trip coming up will be to Washington, and we're going to go and kind of road trip around Washington for a little bit. So that'll be a lot more outdoorsy, kind of summer fun stuff, hiking, waterfalls, things like that. So
that's a good summer trip.
Cheap and good food. I think if we went on a group trip together, we'd be good friends, because cheap, good food is what we're all about. 4 hours from New York to Brooklyn. Yep. Yeah, that's I think it's pretty close. And I've seen deals too. I don't know about right now, because I think there's a big boom with travel and a lot of people are starting to plan trips just because it's kind of post-pandemic, knock on wood. But I've seen flights for as cheap as like 300 round trip from New York to Iceland. Yeah. So there's really good deals for that. And there's actually quite a few airlines that go to Iceland also. So there's definitely options. Mexico and like Costa Rica are really easy to get to from the US. I think they fly from Miami, they fly from Dallas, they fly from LA. Like pretty much all the major carriers have a lot of flights to those areas. So that'd be cool too.
Yeah, all the major cities.
I've been wanting to go surfing in Costa Rica for like 10 years, and I only started surfing maybe like 5 years ago. So I would definitely like to go to Costa Rica. I think that'd be really fun. So, yeah. But yeah, let us know in the comments, if you have any questions or where you might want to go. We have been asked before if there's anywhere that we wouldn't travel to, and that's the tough question, because I don't really know if there is anywhere that we wouldn't go to or go back to.
There's definitely places that aren't on the top of our list, but like if someone was like, hey, would you want to go here? I wouldn't say no ever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't think there's any place I'd ever be like, no, I don't feel like doing that.
No. I looked into the Bali Trip, because Bali is a very popular destination. Everyone loves to go there. It's really cheap once you get there too. So Trova Trip does a lot of Bali destination or Bali group trips. And some of the things that they do there is you can go hang out by the beach, do some surfing in Canggu. There's lots of really cool temples you can visit. Then if you head up to Ubud, which is a little more inland in Bali, that's a little more in the mountains. There's the monkey forest, which we went to Bali a couple of years ago, and we went to the monkey forest, and that was really cool. The monkeys were a little aggressive. You had to be careful, definitely can't wear any earrings that are dangly or anything.
They attacked us, tried to steal all of our stuff.
It was not as bad as that sounds. So
it was.
There was 2 monkeys that jumped on our backpacks, which were on our backs at the same time. So that was kind of interesting that I feel like they may have coordinated that a little bit to.
Why are you telling a story about Bali?
I saw a Trova Trip, and I just thought that Bali would be a cool destination. So, everyone loves a good travel story about a crazy monkey encounter. So they like had seen the handle of a GoPro stick that I had, and it was like orange, and they wanted to see what that was. So they went into my backpack and took the GoPro out, and I was able to get the monkey off my back before he like ran away with the GoPro. But Kelly had some like little face swipe things that were like in an outside pocket, and they like wanted to see what that was and rip it up. And
isn't that like a saying, like getting the monkey off your back?
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah.
So we have a question about when we would be planning to do the trip. That would also be a consideration of you guys and your schedules. It's a question in the survey, so make sure you take that.
Yeah, and it also is a little location dependent too. You know, some of
Yeah.
the countries have like monsoon seasons or rainy seasons, or you don't want to go in the peak of summer because it's just too hot to do anything. So that would kind of factor in. But
Probably the very earliest would be like September or October, and or maybe even November, and then into next year.
Yeah.
The beginning of next year. So
Yeah,
probably
depending
not
on-
for a few months. So there'd be like
yeah,
time to plan.
it always depends on really you guys and where, you know, what your schedule works. We're a little more flexible than most, so we can kind of travel a little more freely. But for this group trip, it really comes down to who's interested in going, where they want to go, and what time works best for them. So birthday trip, October. Sounds good.
Thank you, Beach Life. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Aww. So crazy to me that you guys actually watch our videos.
When we were in the Maldives, which was the series we just got finished posting, we had somebody come up to us that recognized us from YouTube.
That was weird.
And it was the first time that's ever happened. And it actually happened twice in the same day.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Had never happened before.
We're like, oh my God.
And somebody's like, hey, we watch you on YouTube. And we're like, oh, wow, crazy. People actually watch.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just my mom, you know, which I see my mom in the group chat. So she wants to go to Iceland. Let's do it. I'm down. Iceland I would go back to Iceland in a heartbeat. That was a really fun trip for us. That was our first international trip once travel opened back up after the lockdown that pretty much hit the whole world. And we went to Iceland with nobody there. It was incredible.
Yeah, that was special.
The weather is all over the place in Iceland. Even in the middle of summer, you might get snow and it's windy and crazy, but it kind of adds just to the whole landscape and the whole feeling of Iceland, that it's just crazy weather all the time. And really, it's cool. And
he's stoked on it.
We spent 19 days there, and I would go back for another 19 days and probably not even see the same things because there's so much to see there. So,
all right. Said you like hiking. Have you ever hiked an active volcano, and would you consider it? Well, you should look at our Iceland volcano video if you want an active volcano.
I don't think it gets more active than that. Like we did a probably hour hike from the parking lot to get to the volcano. At the time, it had just started erupting about a month earlier, and it went for a good 6 months, and it changed a ton. It hasn't erupted in about a year now, so I think it's all done. But yeah, it was absolutely crazy. There were people with like Iceland Search and Rescue that had gas masks on and were monitoring the gas levels. And, you know, telling you if you were too close. If the wind blew the right way, you'd get like a big like gust of hot air from the lava. Like it was really, really intense. Flew a drone there. It got really hot.
Other places that you can hike active volcanoes are like Guatemala and Vanuatu in, I guess, the South Pacific.
I think there's one going off in Mexico now too.
I don't know if can you hike it?
I'm not sure about that, but you can get to an area that you can see it, but I don't think you could get as close as the one that we went in Iceland.
Yeah, if you want to see a volcano hiking video, we have one of those probably.
Yeah,
100 videos back or something.
We were up on a hill, probably about 500-foot distance. We were up a little higher from where the lava flow ended, and I bet you we were less than a mile from where it was erupting. So we were really close. So that was really cool. All right, let's see what we have here in the comments.
French Polynesia vlogs. Oh, thanks for watching those. Those are like early, like first 10 videos we ever posted or something.
I kick myself because the intro song is so loud and it comes in really fast, and it's like it scares me every time I rewatch them.
Hopefully they're a little bit better now. Hopefully.
Yeah, that was a really fun trip though.
Yeah, it was really cool. Right before the pandemic, like February of 2020.
And that was when we really decided, like, okay, we're gonna really do YouTube. We've been doing Instagram for a couple years, and we've been traveling like crazy for a long time. And we're like, let's really do, give YouTube a full shot, and then like everything shut down and you can't travel. So yeah, trying to
So
create
we had a lot of time to do videos.
Yeah, but it was a little hard
to
make a travel channel when you can't travel.
Yeah.
So
that's why there's a lot of videos of us sitting down and talking like this. Hi.
Yep.
All right. What else do we have? Lucky to see the volcano last year. Yeah, Iceland is very cool.
Yeah, really. And people are super nice. I love it. I would definitely go back. I'd also really like to go to Scotland. Kind of a similar landscape, but tons of really cool castle ruins there. Faroe Islands. I'm going to butcher how you say this, but in Finland, it's or is it Norway? Lofoten? Lofoten Islands in Norway. Those look really cool too. So those are on my list also. Would you consider yourself extreme travel hackers? Kelly mentioned how you are big fans of Hilton. What are some of your favorite travel hacking websites? 1 mile at a time, frequent miler, miles to memories.
I wouldn't consider us extreme travel hackers. There are definitely people who know a lot more than me.
Yeah.
I'm the one who does it.
But we do travel hack as much as possible.
Like there are people who know the exact like value of each point and things like that. I'm just pretty good at keeping track of like bonuses and perks of our cards. So I know pretty much like which card has which perks, although it's tough to keep track of now because I have a lot of cards.
I'm going to call us intermediate travel hackers.
Yeah, probably intermediate. I do like 1 mile at a time, points guy. I follow some on Instagram. If you just type in like points and miles, you'll find some accounts on Instagram that give a lot of good information.
Yeah, the biggest things that we've done are get new credit cards when we see that there's a really big points bonus. So like, sign up for this credit card. Maybe it's $100 annual fee, but if you spend $3,000 in the first 6 months, you get like 100,000 points. And then you could get like a really nice stay for a week in Hawaii, which would obviously offset that $100 price. So we do a lot of those kind of things.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, to be totally transparent, our biggest travel hacks aren't available to other people. Like me working for an airline, that saves us thousands and thousands. We've probably saved hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years.
Yeah. Especially with the first class upgrades.
With flights, because I work for an airline. And also we do really love using the Hilton credit card with our, we both have diamond status now.
Yeah, I just got it. That's cool.
But also I have a very generous friend who put me on her friends and family benefits for Hilton. So we actually get the Hilton hotels a lot cheaper than you would normally.
And that was why we started using Hilton so much. And then we got the Hilton Honors business card that we use for most of our
and then
expenses traveling.
Once you start like being loyal to a company, it becomes easier and easier to stay loyal, especially when you have great friends and family deals. So that, to be completely transparent, that helps. But getting a job in travel is a great travel hack.
Yeah. And that wasn't by happenstance. We knew right when we met, we bonded over travel, and we knew that we wanted to create a life around travel. So that was the focus. And, the flight attendant schedule is definitely rough, but it is flexible and it gives us free flights. So,
All right, we have Beach Life found us through our Carnival Panorama vlogs.
Nice.
It was a fun cruise.
Yeah, it was. I think we did that last September. So.
Yeah.
Are we considering another cruise on the West Coast by any chance? We like to cruise a fair amount. We don't have any in the plans right now, but we actually just went up from Memorial Day to Kelly's family and had a little barbecue at their house. And her uncle just got back from a 2-week Panama Canal cruise, and that sounds awesome.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, so I would totally do a Panama Canal cruise. I think that'd be really cool.
We have cruised from LA a lot, so we've been to Mexico quite a few times. So I think if we cruise, we'd probably go from someplace else and do a new destination.
Yeah, Kelly's done the Alaska cruise a couple times. I haven't ever done that one. I went to Alaska last summer though, and we met in Alaska, so we've been there quite a bit. We're definitely open to cruising. I just don't know if it would happen anytime in the near future. So, but a lot of times we make our decisions, we find a really good deal, Like that's what happened with the Maldives. We weren't planning on going to the Maldives. Obviously we wanted to go, but we found a killer deal and we just went for it. So, if we find a killer deal on a cruise, we could go on a cruise next month, who knows? So it just all kind of depends.
Montenegro, Croatia, going there this summer. Yeah, cool. Speaking of cruises, we actually stopped in both of those places on a cruise about 5 years ago now.
Yep. Yeah, we took it out of Venice, Italy, and it was a 7-day cruise. It went to Dubrovnik in Croatia. It went to Kotor in Montenegro. Then we went to Olympia, in Greece, and Athens, and then back to Split in Croatia. And another popular option with this link that we have, that's the one that's pinned at the very top for our Trover trip, is Croatia. They do a lot of tours in Croatia, and that would be really cool. I'd love
Croatia,
to go back there.
We had the 1 day in Split and the 1 day in Dubrovnik, and I'd love to go back. And
there's so much cool stuff to see.
It's very cool.
Very cool. That whole Adriatic, it's the Adriatic Sea right there. Yeah. It's beautiful and really, really nice. So yeah, let's go to Croatia. If everyone wants to do it, we're in. That'd be really, really cool.
Great weather too.
And I've heard about people road tripping around Montenegro also, and that seems like a really cool place. So.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Thanks for the explanation. Love your videos. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks
that.
for watching.
Would you try a Virgin Voyager cruise? We absolutely would.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, a Virgin.
Those look nice.
Yeah,
Virgin, sponsor us.
Do you plan your trips far ahead?
No.
Not really. No. And a lot of times we're working on this because it's a problem. We change our minds a ton too.
Yeah, it actually is a problem.
Yeah, we change our minds way too much. We've canceled a ton of trips and pivoted and done different things and stuff. So we're really not good at the work-life balance. And we love to travel, but sometimes we get a little too caught up in creating YouTube videos and stuff. So we're working on that.
Yeah, usually we're literally a few weeks out when we're planning our trips.
And right now we're about 2 months behind on YouTube videos. So I need to buckle down and finish up those and
According to my Instagram, I'm still in Europe.
We've been home a couple weeks. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for your awesome travel vlogs. I'm in Iceland right now.
Cool.
And you live in LBC? Awesome.
Nice.
Long Beach. Killer. And your travel vlogs were so helpful in my trip planning. That's awesome. We really like that. So one thing that we wanted to do when we started our travel channel was, one, we wanted to have an awesome memory for ourselves and for our families to be able to kind of see. We don't live super close to our families, so they can kind of keep in touch with us a little more through those. But also we wanted to help people and give some information if they wanted to have a trip. And if we can help you guys get inspired or help plan your trip in some way or help you save some money, that's awesome. That's really rewarding for us too, because we love to travel and we want to see everyone be able to go travel. So that's really cool. I like that a lot. Thank you.
Camera question.
Let's see. Thank you. Love the photography skills. Huge Canon guy, but thinking about switching to Sony. Are you team Sony or team Canon? So awesome question. I was team Canon for a long time. And then in Iceland, I crashed a drone, upgraded to a new one, and decided that I wanted to switch over to Sony at that point. So I shot with a Canon 6D Mark II and a bunch of different lenses for a long time. And when we started this channel, that's what we were doing. And then I switched over to Sony, to mirrorless, because we pivoted and once we started YouTube, we started doing a lot more video. And I went for the Sony A7C, which is the A7 series compact, because it's very light and it has a really good autofocus option. So it actually like tracks your eye when you're filming, so you're always in focus when you're moving around. I like it a lot. It's not as friendly from a user interface as Canon, I think. I think it's a little more complicated, but the features on it are really good. And the video quality is awesome. It's super light. I like it a lot. So I currently have this Sony A7C. We have a Rode mic on there, and I shoot with the G Master 16-35 2.8 right now. That's primarily what we use 90% of the time for for what we're
I don't
doing.
know. He's the camera guy. I'm just the talent.
Yeah.
Here to look pretty. Just kidding. I use GoPro.
But Sony A7 IV, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I think the A7 III as well would be great because there's so many features on it that unless you're really going top of the line, I don't know if you need to get the brand new one. And I always buy my gear used, lightly used, like certified refurbished, just to save some money. The one thing I will say about Sony lenses, especially the G Masters, they're stupid expensive. Like that 16 to 35 costs just as much as the camera body. So it's really a big investment.
Yeah,
but it's an awesome lens.
It's not a beginner setup.
Awesome lens. Really, really good. So like it a lot. Why Hilton and not Marriott? That was kind of just by happenstance, I would say.
Yeah, that was like we said earlier. I had a very generous friend who saw a video. Was it on Instagram or YouTube? I don't know. But I said like, oh, to save money, we stay in crappy motels sometimes. And she took pity on me and said, hey, I work. She was a friend, and she said, hey, I work at Hilton now, and I have a spot on my friends and family. So if you want it, I was like, yes, please. So we started staying at Hilton's, and then we got the credit card, and that gave us automatic gold status. So we were getting like free breakfast and all these extra perks. So it just kind of like once you start staying at one chain, it kind of like snowballs into making it easier and easier, and you get more and more perks. So Hilton's pretty good. I like it.
Yep. Question about power adapters for other countries. So we both have a power adapter that has like little inserts into it that will work in any country that you go to. So we just bought one that is a universal one for every single plug that is in the world. And you can just switch it out.
Yeah, hopefully every single plug.
Yeah.
And then we bring, we have like power strips.
Surge protected power strips. So we can plug in our regular plugs.
Yeah, so we really only need one actual plug wherever we are, and one adapter, which is the most important part. And then we plug the power strip into that and can plug all of our stuff in without having like 7 or 8 different adapters for all the stuff we have to plug in.
Because just charging camera gear that we use, it's like 7 batteries that I usually charge up every night. So like it's a lot. So
all right, we're a little behind here. Sorry guys. Planning our honeymoon to the Maldives. Nice. Perfect place for a honeymoon. COVID testing. Did you need a COVID test departing from the US?
They changed it right when we left. So it was not, you did like a week before, and then I think like a day or two before, we did not need it to go into the Maldives.
Like you're transiting through Doha. Doha, you might, although if you're only transiting, I'm not sure. So there's a website. If you type it into Google, I'm not exactly sure what the exact website is. If you type it into Google, Sherpa travel restrictions.
That one's really good.
Yeah, you can punch in your where you're coming from and where you're going, if you're vaccinated, if you're transiting through anywhere, and it'll give you all the information on vaccination status and testing and the paperwork you have to fill out. It's pretty comprehensive.
Yeah.
So
hey, Mark and Courtney from the Maldives.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey guys.
Awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Will we see you in the Netherlands sometime? We actually went to the Netherlands just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were only there for one day, but we were traveling around. That will be the next series coming up. We did a whole World War II like history road trip for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. We went to Normandy, Netherlands, Belgium. We stayed in a old bunker, like
a concrete war
bunker that was turned into an Airbnb. Cool. And then we went down into the Alps. It was a really awesome trip. So stay tuned, coming soon. Would you say you can get a full experience from Iceland without driving? Traveling with taxis or coaches worth it if they provide them?
We're pretty much always team driving.
Yeah, I would get a car in Iceland for sure. There's just way too much stuff that you're going to want to pull over and see. Even outside of the main tourist attractions, there's just like little waterfalls on the side of the road. I would definitely recommend just get a car.
I mean, you can just...
It's possible.
Yeah, but you'll be stopping with all the other tour buses, and you'll have limited flexibility. And they have a ton of tours that go from Reykjavik, but you won't be able to like Kevin said, stop at all the little stuff.
Yeah, and that's just personal preference for us.
We like to have the freedom.
I would totally get a car. Absolutely. I think
it's really easy to drive.
Yeah, driving is not hard there, and you're really out in the countryside. There's not much traffic. There's like one road.
Unless you go to the city.
Yeah, and the only thing we had issues with was parking in Reykjavik was a little hard. So
yeah, but we're from LA, so it wasn't that
hard. Let's see. Hilton is also significantly easier to transfer points out and earn elite status.
Yeah, that's true.
That?
Marriott is not like I'm still a gold elite or whatever on Marriott, and they just don't. I don't know. The perks just aren't as good. It is hard, and I even have a Marriott credit card, and I don't earn points as quickly as I do with the Hilton card. They're constantly having bonuses. If you spend $1,000, then you get 2,000 points, and if you do this and do this, so the points rack up really easily on Hilton.
Yep. Once again, this live is to discuss a little bit about the Trova trip, group trip that we're going to be planning. So if you're interested in traveling with us, or if that even remotely sounds kind of cool and you would even consider it in the future, hit the link that we have as the top pin in the comments. That would really help us out just to gauge interest. So if that sounds like something you could ever be into, once again, this is super beginning stages of planning this. So like, we don't really know, how far out it would be, but we're just gauging interest. So if you could click that link and do the quick little 2-minute survey, that would really help us out. So we're getting a little behind on comments. I'm just going to scroll up real quick.
It's a good problem to have. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah,
we're so thankful.
Partner and I have recently started a travel YouTube channel. When does talking into the camera stop feeling weird? 100 videos in, maybe. It's pretty weird for a while.
You're still weird in front of the camera.
I'm fine if nobody else is around, but when there's other people around and I'm talking into the camera myself, I get a little self-conscious.
I've been doing Instagram for longer, so I've been like talking to the camera for stories. And I also went to an acting academy for 2 years in Los Angeles. So like I kind of have literally been trained to be on camera. So it's not quite as weird for me. And I just don't care. Like those people I'll never see them again. So unless I guess we meet in the Maldives and they come see your live.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. I dig it. I like it. Suitcase versus backpack. Definitely rollerboard suitcase for the big stuff, backpack for the day. That's what we go.
Yeah, we used to travel with backpacks.
Like big backpacker, like 60-liter ones.
That was great when we were in our 20s, but we're in our 30s now,
and now
my backs hurt.
Now I carry like my laptop and all my camera gear on my back. So like.
Yeah, and I travel with a lot more clothes because of Instagram, and I definitely overpack.
Yeah, so we don't do backpacking backpacks unless we're actually like going into the backcountry and doing like camping. So.
Oh, but just to add on to the YouTube channel, talking to the camera thing, the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel. So just keep at it,
Yep. Lots of comments about Iceland. Iceland is awesome. We had a really great time there. That is one of the top destinations for Trova Trip as well. So if you want to go to Iceland with us, we would totally go back.
Let us know.
Yep. And they do a lot of them in the winter and the summer too. We've never been in the winter. It would be really cold, but you get to see the Northern Lights. And
are you sure we didn't go in the winter? Because it felt like winter.
It was summer, yeah. I saw a comment a little while back that said that somebody was planning their trip and watching our Iceland trips and they hang up. That's awesome. Let us know if you have any questions. Hit us up in the comments. I try to keep up on those really as much as I can on YouTube, or hit us up on Instagram. DM us. We'll give you some input if you need it. Watch the traffic cameras in Iceland. Yeah. Don't speed in Iceland. It's very expensive. You get a ticket there. When you went to the Blue Lagoon, did you see kids? We have a young kid and trying to figure out if we should drop her off at the grandparents on the East Coast and then fly to Iceland from there. I
don't remember.
I didn't see any kids.
I don't know if there's an age. There might be an age restriction.
There's definitely a height restriction because it's like about up to here. I'm 5'11". And so
you don't know how tall you are?
So that's got to be like 4 foot. So I think the water is at like a 4 foot level. So,
and also just as a consideration, you are in Europe and there is a locker room and you do have to shower completely nude before you go into the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. So you have to be comfortable with nudity because
and it's not like a pool that you would play in or anything. It's very like relaxed and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I liked it.
Yeah. When are you traveling to South America? Kelly.
I want to go. I'm dying to go to Peru.
Yeah.
Peru is like at the top of my list right now.
She's
I have
been-
a whole month-long trip planned that I really want to go on.
Yeah.
With lots of cool adventures. So hopefully soon, hopefully within the next year.
Yeah. And there's so much to see in South America, and we haven't
tapped into that at all.
No.
We've been to Europe too many times. Let's quit going there.
We need to go to more South
No,
America.
let's still go.
So if you want to go with us to South America, hit that Trova Trip link.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Ooh, he's hitting it hard. I love it.
I want to make it happen. Hyatt and Hilton have better programs than Marriott, in my opinion. Yeah, we aren't super like the Marriott bonus like status perks aren't that great.
Yeah,
I don't think.
We occasionally stay in Marriott's, but not too often. Just freak out. Well, that's what lives are for, right?
Yeah, we'd like to hear from you guys a little bit.
Thanks for being here, you guys. I know it's a holiday, so we're unsure if we should have it today. So thanks for spending a little slice of your Memorial Day with us if you're in the U.S.
You guys make traveling more reassuring, especially through tougher times like COVID restrictions. Awesome.
Good. That's what we aim to do.
Yeah.
We want to make it more approachable. I think that's like my main goal is to make travel, especially like tougher trips or more expensive trips, to make them more easier.
Yeah, how you can still do it without dropping tens of thousands of dollars on
saving money and like reassuring you guys that it's not that scary.
Yeah, but also it should be said that we do travel a lot, and that's because we spend all of our money on travel. Like we don't own our house, we rent, we have cars that we own that we both bought for a couple $1,000s, so no car payment. Pretty much all of our money just goes to travel, and that's what we love to do. So no regrets on that.
And poke bowls.
Yeah, poke bowls are pretty good.
Poke bowls, excuse me.
Let's see. I went to Iceland solo and did the bus tours, but I really want to go back with a small group and drive. Yeah, it was really cool.
It's so safe too. So if you go solo, it's a great place to go solo.
Yeah.
The people are super friendly.
Super nice.
It's really easy. It's really easy. Everyone speaks English.
Yeah. The biggest, easy everyone takes credit cards too. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like you don't need cash at all in Iceland. The biggest concern is like the elements. Just make sure that you don't get caught outside when it starts snowing or something, or the wind can be really crazy. But yeah, you don't really have to worry about crime or anything like that there. So that's really nice. 4x4 recommended for Iceland. I don't think so. I don't think you need 4x4 for Iceland. There are a few, at least not for the first trip. There's so much to see starting off that you can get to with a 2-wheel drive vehicle. It's totally fine. You can only go on the, what are the roads called?
F roads.
The F roads. Those are the 4x4 roads. You can only go on those in the summertime anyways, because in the winter they close. There's just way too much snow. So it would be cool to see some of the highlands and definitely get away from some of the crowds.
Yeah, but not for a first.
But not for a first time. There's so much awesome stuff to see that you can get to. So I would say that 4x4 for going back a couple times. Have you ever regret any trip?
No, I don't think so.
We went to the Dominican Republic when we first started dating, and we stayed kind of on the wrong side, but we still had a great time. It rained the entire time too, but we still had an awesome trip.
Yeah, I don't think we really regret that. We stayed on the side because you wanted to go surfing. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. I regret how much money we spend on some of these trips.
Yeah, sometimes it gets a little out of control, but that's all good.
YOLO. Am I too old to say that?
Nah,
probably.
Maybe, I don't know. Thanks for being so transparent. Thanks. Hang on, I gotta put my glasses on. I'm squinting too much. No shade to other YouTubers, but thanks for not always painting a rosy picture and showing when things go wrong, like in Iceland with testing. Yeah, that's part of travel. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. A lot of times things don't go according to plan. So,
and we even struggle with putting that stuff in sometimes too, because we want to like
keep it light, keep it happy.
Yeah, keep it positive, but it's not always. And we definitely understand that we are extremely privileged for being able to do these trips. So we don't want to be complainers at all. But sometimes it can be a little stressful when we're like spending a bunch of extra money that we didn't expect, or miss flights, or, you know, stuff like that. So we want to show that travel is real and we're not just.
Yeah.
But, you know, most of it's good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if I just made any sense saying that. I'm just rambling at this point. Sorry. Any more coffee?
I see same hotel in Florence. Hotel, you gotta say that. I'm terrible at Italian.
Boccaccia?
Yeah, that's cool. It was a great hotel. It's really close to the train station. We were able to walk around pretty much everywhere from there.
Yeah, the guy at the front desk was super nice.
Yeah, he was.
He was very nice.
Yeah, that was a good spot.
Yeah, it was more of a budget stay.
Not many frills, but it was close to everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, we enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So taking the train in, it was perfect.
Yeah.
So
walking distance to everything you need.
Yep. So for anyone that's just joined, we are going to be hosting a Trova trip, a group trip. So right now we're just kind of gauging if anyone is interested in that and where you would want to go. If you are interested, we pinned a link in the top comment. So go ahead and click on that. It takes like 2 minutes to fill it out. And it'll just give us an idea of if you ever thought of going traveling with us, if you would consider that, and where you would want to go and what time you would want to go, how much you want to spend. You know, they do trips everywhere. They go, I think there's like 40 different destinations that they let you choose from.
Like
so
yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Is it more than 40?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot of different places. Some places that like we were looking through and we're like, ooh, that would be really cool.
Yeah,
we never even thought about going there.
Let's go here.
So yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to travel with you guys. It would be awesome since we see a lot of you on these lives and in comments and everything. Get to know you in real life, IRL.
Yeah, and if we would make YouTube videos the whole time too. So if you guys have a YouTube video and you want to like see how we do it, or we can give you some tips on that too when we're traveling around. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yes.
So
do it. Do it.
Spend so much money on my trip, but totally worth it. Memories are priceless.
Always.
Absolutely. Yeah, we don't really.
I don't really regret it.
No.
I mean, once I try to do other things at home, I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah, it's sometimes we get a little behind though, and we're like, oh, we're having such a good time on this trip, and they're like, oh, when are we going to be in the Maldives again? Better do it now, and then we get home and we're like, ooh, that hurt a little bit, but but then
buckle down.
Then we figure it out.
Stay in my house and don't spend money for a week.
Yeah, and then we're back at planning another trip. So, ever been to Mallorca? If so, are there any trips or experiences you've been?
No, not yet. Mallorca. Mm-hmm. Oh man, so I just said we should not go back to Europe, but now somebody mentioned Europe. The Mediterranean is like the best.
Yeah. She's been wanting to do a real good Greece trip for a couple of years too. And going to Croatia again would be really cool. We didn't explore either of those places near enough.
Yeah, I want to go to the Greek islands. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's overdone, but I still haven't been there, so it's not overdone for me. Going to Mallorca. Yeah, that'll be super exciting. October will be a great time for the Mediterranean.
Would geeking out be allowed when meeting you? Absolutely.
Oh, why? No.
Make her feel awkward.
You don't need to geek out with us. Don't. We are normal and silly.
Yeah. So. But we love travel and we love to show other people travel, and we haven't really done much travel with other people. But it sounds really fun.
I'm just afraid that people would be like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, but I think we show enough on our YouTube videos that people know that we're kind of weird.
No, I don't mean our personalities. I mean when we film. When we're working, because we're working a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and it would probably be like, I don't think we'd film a one video every day. I'm sure we'd space it out a little bit because we want to interact with you guys a lot too. So
Yes, that would be
really
fun.
cool.
That'd be really fun.
And also they plan everything for you. Like if going back to talking about their Bali trip that they do, they would take you to that monkey forest. They would take you to some of the best temples. They would take you to the market in Ubud. I think there's some cultural shows that are included. You can go to the rice terraces and check out that stuff
too. Go back
too.
to Bali.
I do. I've wanted to go back for a long time. I think that'd be really cool. So.
All right, we got some good recommendations from Mallorca. Now I got to go there. Awesome.
Editing software question. So we use Adobe. So I do all the videos with Premiere Pro. A couple of our Instagram edits will be in InShot, but mostly Premiere Pro.
For my Instagram videos, I use a different program, but I have a Windows computer. I don't have an Apple, so
no.
But that's just for little 5 to 15 second videos, so it's not really that important.
Yeah, and the only reason I didn't do Final Cut Pro was that I had already used Photoshop and Lightroom, and so it just was easier to package it all together and end up being cheaper, and they kind of cross over a little bit. So that's the only reason that I do that.
That's a very powerful program that's not for beginners.
Yeah. Before we started YouTube, I went right into Premiere right when we started YouTube because I just knew that we were going to take it seriously and I wanted to continue. I wanted to learn that right away. But before that, I used iMovie a lot and Windows Movie Maker. So those work great too for most of the things. You two are out in some wild places. Are there resources for watching out for poisonous or venomous things?
We don't really concern ourselves too much with that.
Yeah.
I try to just stay on the path and stay away from just any spiders or snakes.
The video that we posted yesterday of our day trip to Curious Island in the Seychelles, Kelly almost walked right into a gigantic spider while we were kind of going along through some rocks on the beach. But yeah, try not to worry about it too much. I did have an experience before YouTube in Thailand where I had this really awesome peaceful massage and I went into this changing room and there was a thatched roof hut and a snake fell from the ceiling and almost landed on my head. And I immediately tensed back up and the whole massage.
He doesn't like snakes.
Oh, I hate that. Absolutely hate snakes.
The best resource for wherever you're going though are going to be the locals. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, I mean, you can always Google it, but the locals will tell you exactly what to look out for.
Yeah.
With plants too.
Yeah, that's a big thing also.
Yeah.
So.
Poisonous oak or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Poison oak? Is that a thing? Yeah, right?
Yeah. Malta is nice. That'd be a good place to go also. South America sounds good. Yeah, we'd love to go there. Good evening from the UK. What have I missed? So, Stephen, this video is all about a group trip that we're trying to plan in the future. So we're just gauging if people are interested in going on a group trip with us. We were reached out to by Trova Trip, which is a company that hosts a lot of these trips. Essentially, you can come and travel with us, and the trip cost will cover everything once you land. So you got to get your own flight there, but the organized everything, like the accommodation, the tours, transportation, everything's covered from the moment you land. There's a couple meals that you have to pick up on your own, but that's for everybody. And we'll be traveling with you the whole time. We'll be staying in the same hotels. We'll be doing the same excursions, eating at the same restaurants. So just be a cool way to meet all you guys and come on a trip with us.
But we're in the beginning planning stages of that. So we need everyone to fill out the survey so we know where you guys would want to go.
Yeah. Even if that sounds just a little bit interesting to you, just hit the link just so we can gauge interest. We're not at the point where we're actually going to be planning it yet. We just want to see if people are interested and where you would potentially want to go. So that's what that link is about. It takes about 2 minutes, quick little survey. So.
If you had to choose one, would it be China or Egypt? Ooh, man, those are two not beginner trips.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, I've never been to China. Kelly has. We've both been to Egypt. Egypt was very rewarding. It was really hard to travel there.
Yeah, on our own. I might recommend a group
Yeah,
trip or
that would be
group
somewhere
tour.
that if we went back, we would absolutely hire a guide for the whole time. I
Yeah,
would say.
it's just really crowded, really overwhelming.
And if you have a guide there, they can kind of, tell you like, okay, we're going to walk through this area. This is where there's a lot of people with goods that are going to try to get you to buy stuff. And they are next level pushy.
Yeah, they're
like
really, really aggressive.
I had somebody take the hat off my head and put on a hat on my head that they were trying to sell, which I've never had happen before. Like they were really trying very hard to get you to buy stuff, and it's a little overwhelming. Very rewarding, awesome place, incredible, but
yeah, oh yeah, you should definitely go there. It's just
normally
exhausting.
Yeah, and a group trip would be awesome because you can all kind of be together, and it would make it a lot easier, I think. So let's go on a group trip to Egypt. We would totally go back. We were going to go back earlier this year, and that's, like I said, we canceled trips and changed our mind quite a bit.
All the time.
We had it planned all the way out, and then at the last minute we pulled the plug and went somewhere else. So have we tried Austria yet? We spent a little bit of time in Austria just on our last trip, which we haven't posted on YouTube yet. I don't even think we've really done much on Instagram either. We were just driving through though, so we haven't really explored it much.
We've driven through a couple times, but haven't ever stayed there and experienced it really.
Yeah,
love to though.
Yep. Favorite local cuisine? Poke.
Oh yeah, I love
poke.
Mm-hmm. Hawaiian, Italian. Gosh, what else?
I was really into the schnitzels and the wurst when we were
on our last trip. Food was really good.
It was really good. Actually, the first place we went to on this last Europe trip was Normandy, and the cuisine there was really, really good.
Yeah.
They're
really famous for a bunch of things. Like
I didn't know that, and it was Normandy was the highlight of the trip. It was really, really beautiful. So I can't wait to share that video with you guys. It's going to be really, really awesome.
Love Indian food and like Mexican food, obviously.
Yep.
And any kind of Latin American food, definitely.
I think we just like food.
Yeah, Japanese food.
But probably we get poke a lot. So Kelly just shared in her stories from the Europe trip that we were in France and we got poke.
So. Well, it was right there. I mean, it was so easy.
It'd be great to see how you film in real life. I haven't figured out a great way to do that yet. We try to keep the camera low key since we travel with kids, but that makes it harder to edit. Yeah, if we would definitely give you guys some tips on how we film and our style of it. There's little things that you can do just to kind of push the story along through filmmaking that we've picked up over the years, and capturing reactions, just any movement you do with your hands, if you can film yourself grabbing it. There's lots of little tips that we'd love to show you guys. So like I said, on this trip, we would be filming as well. We'd be giving you guys tips on filming. So it'd be really cool to go and,
because obviously we're experts.
No,
at all.
Not really.
We don't know anything. Don't listen to us. Plans to go to Switzerland. So we did actually spend a few days in Switzerland on our last trip.
And I absolutely want to go back.
Oh my God, it was so gorgeous. But it was at the end of our 2 weeks and we were so exhausted.
So in 2 weeks, we went to 8 countries. And that's way too much. Now, 2 of them were like, one was by accident, which we'll get into later.
2 of them were by accident. No,
the second one, we were staying really close to the Luxembourg border, and it was 10 minutes to go to dinner in France or 20 minutes to go to dinner in Luxembourg. So we went to dinner in Luxembourg. So that's one of those countries, but we traveled through a lot of them. It was too much. We were so tired by Switzerland. We didn't even film. We didn't want to do anything. We enjoyed it.
It was I'm so sad too. I was like, this is so beautiful, but I'm so tired.
But we said that we would be going back because there's a lot more that we want to do.
8,000%, yes.
I want to go back this year. I don't even want to wait. I want to go right back like in a couple months. So we'll see.
It's expensive though.
Yeah, very expensive.
It's one of the more expensive countries in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need help planning the trip? That's my thing. Trip planning is my thing too, man. But They plan it for us. We don't have to do anything, which is really different for us. We would just be along for the ride, which is kind of awesome. It'd be a nice break.
Yeah, it would be. That's part of the thing we really like about cruises too, is you don't plan anything. You can just do your own thing. So that's really, really nice. Everything's taken care of for you. So that would be really cool. A little different change for us. So Trova Trip takes care of everything once you land. You got to figure out your own flight there. But other than that, they take care of everything. So, and you get to design it with us of what we want to do. So that's pretty neat. Loved some higher regions of Austria. First time we came across your channel was your Iceland trip, where you visited so many of the locations we went to when there.
Yeah, a lot of people found us through Iceland, which is so awesome.
I did a lot of trip planning for Iceland. I've been thinking about that trip for like 5 years. So I had a lot of places that we wanted to see, and we saw some really awesome stuff. Probably went a little too hard at times. We had to kind of reality check ourselves when we were getting up at 6 a.m. and getting, parking the car at 10 p.m. It was a little much.
It was hard with the light.
And because we went in May and it was just bright so long. You kind of forget that, like, oh, it's, we got to eat dinner now. And it's like 9 o'clock and you haven't ate dinner. So there's just so much cool stuff to see. That was really neat. How about Alaska? Seems like you know a lot about the issue since you guys worked there. Yeah. Alaska is another option for that group trip. That would be really awesome to go back to. There's so much cool stuff to see.
Alaska's gorgeous.
Yeah, and that's a place that's really special to us too, because we met there. We were there last too. So yeah, we'd love to go back to Alaska anytime. That's really, really fun there.
Also a little on the more expensive side.
A little bit. Yeah. Just because it's so far out there.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Fallon. How fun.
We've got a nice young fan there.
Dude, Eurovision. Oh, I'm so sad. We were in Europe for the Eurovision finals this year, and we wanted to see them, but we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
After last year, when we found Eurovision in Italy, we've become fans.
Yeah.
So I guess next year they'll be in Ukraine, hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully though, that'll all be over with by then. Mm-hmm. But 2024, definitely. We'll see who wins then.
Yeah, and 21 when we were in Iceland?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. So Måneskin was the winner of that year, and they're all over the radio now. They just came out with a new single like yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, and they're a great band. We love that band. So we're big Eurovision fans, kind of unexpectedly. So we'll get a couple more questions in here. I think we're going to wrap this up pretty soon.
You want to know how old we are? That's funny. It's not disrespectful. We're 35.
Yep. Yeah, I'm 1 month older than she is.
Exactly. So he has no excuse.
I know, right?
Forget
Makes
my birthday.
It really easy for me. When we were in Iceland, we needed info about how to get the COVID test, and Kelly answered right away.
A lot of times I don't answer right away. So yay on past Kelly.
we try really hard to, give you guys some info, because you can learn from our mistakes, or we can give you we make a ton of mistakes. So learn from our mistakes, or watch what we do and see if it's something you're into. We'll show you when we made a bad call.
and people are not shy about calling us stupid for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's fine, because we are stupid sometimes when it comes to, but everyone's just figuring it out, when we're traveling. So
I don't know.
Whatever. Dolomites. Yeah,
Dolomites are awesome.
I love the Dolomites. That would be really cool. We went a couple years ago, and we tried to do a Via Ferrata. I had like this crazy sinus infection, and I just did not think that climbing would be a good idea. We did do a Via Ferrata in Colorado last year, so that was really cool. But yeah, Dolomites would be really sweet.
Definitely. Going back to Iceland, awesome.
Saw the Northern Lights 5 nights when we went. Super lucky.
Yes.
We didn't see them when we were in Iceland. We've seen them in Alaska twice, which was really, really cool. Once when we worked up there, and once on
our last trip.
It was beautiful, insane. I I always wanted to go to that place in Finland that has the like igloo that has the, you go in the winter and you can sleep under it. Yeah, that'd be really cool. So
when do they leave?
Yeah. Thanks for your videos. You're the most honest and real of the traveling couples on YouTube. Oh, thanks so much. That's really awesome. We try to keep it real. That means a lot for us.
I love to hear that because we want to be honest. And I mean, still, we can't fit everything into our videos, but we try to like put the most important stuff in there that you guys should know. Like, travel's not all rosy. There are bad things, and yeah, for sure.
But
that's good to hear.
I think we're gonna wrap this up because this has been about an hour. So once again, thanks for coming in. We're happy we could talk to you guys a little bit and answer some questions. If you are at all interested in traveling with us, you know, just fill out that survey so we can kind of gauge a little bit. Like we said, we're in the very beginning stages of it. So we'll be promoting that for another week, kind of gathering the data and seeing if we can make a trip happen.
Yeah, we'd love to do that. Really help us out.
Yeah.
And
sometime in the next, 4 to 12 months, we would probably do it.
I don't know, sometime in there.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll make sure we save this. So if you want to go back and watch through, you can definitely do that. And hit that link and let us know.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here, everyone. We'll probably do a live on Instagram sometime in the near future, so we can kind of cross promote over there. So I'll put that on Instagram. If you don't follow me, I'm at the Awkward Tourist, just the one tourist, awkward me. So if you want to, come by and say hi on that one too, you can do that as well. And thanks for being here so much. It is such an honor that you guys showed up today, and happy Memorial Day. And we will talk to you guys later.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye.